Hey guys, it's Richard Butler from Internet Business Demystified, coming to you with another review. So, AI, artificial intelligence, seems like a great idea, but imagine they say that an AI bot can build your website, and it can build your website in under 30 seconds. You think this is true? You think it's baloney? So let's go and investigate in this review. And what I'm talking about is the Appsumo deal from bookmark.com. So let's get on with the review. Okay guys, here I am. Let me just move myself up here. So I'm logged into my bookmark.com website. So let me actually talk about what this is, because it says here, if I'm looking at Appsumo, let an AI-powered VA design your website. Now come on, the only people who can design websites are designers. But you know, the problem with designing a website is that you have to think about hosting. You have to think about installing WordPress. You have to think about designing the site. I remember 20 years ago designing sites in HTML. And if you've ever designed a site in HTML, it is an absolute nightmare. From opening tags to closing tags to tables to image SRC to all this baloney. It was horrendous. So when WordPress came along, everybody was like, wow. But the problem is, of course, WordPress has a lot of issues. WordPress gets hacked, etc. So when I saw this and I saw that it was a virtual assistant and a site could be designed in 30 seconds with no interaction from me or very little interaction from me, I thought, okay, I've got to review this. Here it says that you're going to answer 7 simple questions and have an artificial design assistant create a highly optimized website. You also have 23 full-length e-learning courses to gain the competitive edge in business management. Create countless versions of your website by just clicking one button, and it's good for website creation and small businesses. So the first thing I'd say, which is interesting, is that you're not only getting a website builder, but you're getting some e-learning courses. Now, if we go down on the page here, let's just see what the offer is. Lifetime access to the website builder for 2 sites. So again, a lot of people say, oh, why is it only 2 sites? Look, this retails for about, I think it's 15 euros or $15 a month. And you're getting 2 sites for $49 one-off payment. Unlimited bandwidth and storage. You can use your own domain, which is really handy. The online courses, no branding, mobile website, SSL included, video backgrounds, and stack as many codes as you like to build an unlimited number of websites. Okay, sounds pretty interesting. So let me go back to the dashboard and see what this is all about. Okay, so here I am at the dashboard. Now, when I started to play with this, I did find that there were a lot of options, and it's not a piece of software that was thrown together quickly. There's been a lot of thought going into that. So I tell you, I want to redevelop my website, richardbutlerthesuccesscoach.com. So let's have a go at recreating that site. Okay, this comes up, nice, very colorful. I click on Start Now. So it says, what type of website is this? So I'm going to put in, I don't even know if they have it. Coaching. So I'm going to say coaching professionals. I click on next. Question number 1. What is your name? So I'm going to put in Richard Butler, the success coach. Okay. I click on next. Now, the interesting thing here is then I can decide whether I want to have a blog. And actually, I do want a blog. And I could add an e-commerce store with a shopping cart, which is pretty good. I click on next. And it asks me for my contact details. So I put in my contact details here. I put in my address here. And I click on next. Now, the first thing that you might see is that it didn't actually take my email address. So let me just put that in there. And it actually let me continue on without putting in my email address. But that's because I can add it at a later stage. I click on next. Now, I can decide what type of website I want, a multi-page website or one of these that seems to be very popular, which is just one single page. So let's go for the top menu multi-page. I've actually forgotten how many questions that actually was. Okay, so I want to use this because I like that image. I need to choose at least 6 images. I like that one. I like that one as well. This one is quite nice, and this one as well. Okay, There's a couple of them that maybe I wouldn't. Well, let's put in this one as well. So I click on next. Now, what style do I want on my website? Well, I think I'm going to go for a fresh style and create your website. Okay, so look at this message. Hang on, I'm creating a website. Okay. Complete design freedom to customize your website. Okay, that's nice because obviously I want to be able to customize it. And it says, sit back. Your website will be ready in 30 seconds. So I'm just going to get my iPhone out here. I'm going to put on a timer. And what we're going to do is I'm going to put 30 seconds on the clock. Sounds like a game show, doesn't it? Put 30 seconds on the clock. And I'm going to press start simultaneously. Okay. And I'd actually put 2 minutes and 30 seconds. So let me just put 27 seconds. Okay, so my timer is counting down there. Hold on a second. That was at least 20 seconds. So that was actually less than 30 seconds. And my website is built. I challenge you to find a designer who's going to design a website that quickly. Okay, so I come up here. Let me have a look at my website. About services. You know, I'm going to say I don't really like that website, so I'm going to say create new website. Because I don't like the way that was actually created. Now, the interesting thing about this is I can have multiple copies of the same website. So if I go back and I say, actually, that was a website that I liked, then I can go back and I can use that. So the artificial intelligence has thought about it, and now it's going to create a new website for me. So again, now look at this. So over here on the screen, the actual virtual assistant is creating my website for me. Now let me just, sometimes these things pop up, so let me just close that. Okay, so this, let me clear that. So it's going in there and it's actually finding different things to put in and different elements. So these focuses are different elements. Now, that I am liking a little bit more, I have to say. Because I like the people. Okay, it's coming up with different styles that I can put in. And it's actually saving it for me. Okay, so let's have a look at this now. This is the home page. Learn about us. Okay, I like it. Join the community. I like it. Life success. Awards if I wanted. Okay, looks good. Services. Okay, so I can put in my coaching packages there. What others have said. Testimonials. Nice. Photos if I wanted it. Maybe I don't want that, but or maybe I want to just change the actual photos there. I can do that. The about page. Okay, nice again. Nice picture. About us. Sample content. I have a blog here. When I was playing around with it, I thought the blogs looked quite samey, actually. That's one of the things I would say. This I like. Okay, shows my telephone number and shows my location here. So I'm going to start editing this site. Now, do I need any help here? So yeah, let's change the website fonts. And it says, to change your website font, simply select design menu, title, text title, fonts, and I'm not going to read that, so I'm just going to say do it for me. And it goes off and it actually changes the fonts for me here. Okay. So part of it which is pretty good is that when you ask it to change something, it's actually helping you there. Okay. Get advanced help. Okay, so let me just close this and let's start looking at making some editing. Okay, so let me just click here. And if I wanted to edit, I can just click on any of these sections to edit it. So, for example, I want to change the text. Learn about us. What Richard offers. Okay. So, Richard offers. the following. Okay, so I can change that now. I don't really like this image, so I'm just going to double click on it, and I get free images here. So I'm going to say, let me see. Those are the images. I'm going to say get free images. It comes from Pixabay, and I'm just going to say coaching. And like everything, it just takes a little bit of time to actually find something that you like. So I'm just going to bring down that image. So I don't need to worry about Pixabay or anything like that. Now, if I close that, that image should update for me. And if it doesn't, I just go back in and I select the image. Okay, so I just forgot to select it there. Join the community, subscribe. Now, subscription, that's pretty interesting. So how do I connect my autoresponder to this? So that was the first thing that I found that I don't believe, or I couldn't find where I could connect my autoresponder. But what it actually does here is, if I go into my settings and I go into email, this is the form data here, which is where all the information is saved. So if I go into form data here, if I have a contact form, this is all the information that comes up. If I have a subscription form, this is where all the information will come up. And if I've created an event, this is where all the information will come up. So then what I would have to do is, for all the people that are subscribed, I'd have to download them and insert them into my actual autoresponder. Now, let me just go back. Okay, I've actually gone out of my site there, so let me just go back in and edit the site. If I go into design here and choose style, I can change the style up here very, very quickly. Okay, so you can see there's subtle changes to the style. There's little color changes. These are all black colors here. I want to go for a more purpley color maybe. No, I'll go for this one here. Okay, so there's little things. I click on save just to make sure that I save those changes. And then what I can do is, this is my page has been saved. If I just click on the arrow that's just behind me here, I could actually change the background color here on this main page. I could change the image if I wanted, etc. And if I go back, I can change the footer. Okay, I could put an image in there as well. Now, I have menu navigations. I can change the colors. I can change the fonts here if I wanted. I'll change that to Roboto and I'll say size 28. Okay, so if I want to make it just a little bit bigger, for whatever reason I want to make it bigger, I could go back here again. And then I can say page animations on or off, and parallax headers, which are kind of these nice headers that scroll up like that seem to be really popular at the moment. Now, if I preview this, another thing that I like is, if I just move myself over here, it allows me to see what it looks like on a tablet. It looks pretty good. And those are the animations, for example, the way that just came up. And on the mobile, it shows me how that's going to look. So that's on an iPhone. This is on an Android. And yeah, see that in itself is really useful, because if you've ever used WordPress, some of the challenges can be that if you get a certain template, it doesn't play nice with mobile. And then I could see on a Windows phone there if I wanted to. So let's go back. So if I want to add something to the page, I can just click on the plus site there and it says add new focus. And let's say I want to set up a quote here. I click in here, the quote comes up. Now, I'm not too pushed about the background there. So what I might do is, I might just turn that into black. Okay, or I can turn it into white there. Actually, let me turn it into black, I think looks better. Okay, or I could edit the image. So what I'm going to do is let's save this and let's publish it. I'm publishing it, puts it on a URL of bookmark.com. bookmark.com. So it'll come up something like Richard Butler, Success Coach 1, bookmark.com. And let's have a look and see how that looks. Join the community. Each person has so much power. My quote comes up. And it looks pretty good, I have to say. So what I want to do is I just want to bring that back, and I want to just do a couple of edits there. So here I could put in a blog, and if I go here, I can see all the articles on my blog. I can add categories like we would have in WordPress. I'm going to put in a new category called goal setting. And then I could decide to add a new article. Now, one of the things that Cam said to me, one of the great support guys for bookmark.com, he said to me that if you wanted to bring in articles from your existing WordPress site, you're going to have to manually copy and paste them. So this is a goal setting. Article link, so I'm going to call this goal setting. Article category, goal setting. Status I can put in. I want to put in my image here. I'll put in this one, and then I click Save Settings here. Now, what happens is the page comes up like that. It looks pretty nice, and then I would just go in and I would say this article is about goal setting, and I would put in all the info that I want there. Now, I want to get rid of this view pricing page, so I can just delete that. And add a new focus. Yeah, let's put in a let me see, content style, header, e-commerce gallery, registry, social media, the team. Actually, let's put in a video here, and let me just put in goal setting with Richard. So what I can do now is I can click on the video, I can click on edit, and I could actually put in the video source like a YouTube URL. Or what I could do is I could get some free videos. So this I kind of like here, I have to say. So let me see. I want to find a video of people. Just choose that. And I want to put a video of people walking. So I click on that. Now remember, I can use any YouTube video here as well. Okay, and then that is my video. I can decide that I could get my own video there. I can make this medium. Okay, so it's a little bit smaller. I can then save that, publish, and press OK. Now, I want to show you a couple of more things. I don't want to keep you for hours and hours and hours on this video, but I want to show you a couple of extra things here. So where did I have my video? I had it on the blog. I'm going to click here and I have a look. Oh, look, there's a video. And then I can just click on that and it would show that video about whatever it may be. Okay, so I could put in my own video here. Let me just show you a couple of other things here. I could set up an e-commerce website. Okay, a nice little video tutorial here. I can put in analytics. Okay, it shows me a lot of analytics here. Okay, kind of like a Google Analytics, but a little bit easier. I could also decide if I just go to my settings, I could do some SEO information here. Okay, so this is how it's going to look in Google. Now, one thing that strikes me as a little bit strange is that they still have meta keywords here. Now, anybody who has been involved in SEO will actually know that meta keywords haven't been used by the search engines in probably about 10-15 years. So I'm not sure the value of actually including that there, to be honest, from an SEO value. But you know, that's not something that I would say you can't actually or you shouldn't buy it because of that. But what I do want to show you is the modules here. So I can basically drag and drop lots of different modules. Let's say I want to put in a countdown timer. I can just grab it here, drop it here, and then I can actually just go in and I could actually edit the information here. So I can say that just the settings are coming up here. Let's say here I want to change this. Okay, so let me say accept here. I say countdown timer. I can go to content and I can say the target date. What's it going to display here? Okay, the years, the seconds. The message. Okay, sale ends Saturday. Grab it now. Okay, link to a web page. So I click on none here and I just click on done, and that now comes up. Now, to do that in WordPress, you need plugins. Sometimes the plugins don't work, etc. Oh, and let me show you. After the countdown timer, I can display something. Okay, so I can link to a web page, or I could enter a subtitle there. So I've just really scratched the tip of the iceberg on this. And there is so much that you can do with this particular offer. As I said, you get 2 domains with the Appsumo deal. That's good enough to start you off. For $49, you can't go wrong on this. Now, what are the negative points? One thing that I discovered is that you can't export the site. So all the functionality on the site will work on bookmark.com. Yes, you can set up a custom domain, but let's say in a year you want to move the site onto your own servers, etc. You can't actually export the whole site and upload it. Now, I guess that some people may see that as a negative. I don't know. Another negative, if you want to say, or another thing that may be a little bit tricky is, for example, you just need to get used to editing it. If you are familiar with WordPress, it may be a little bit more, that may be a learning curve of maybe 10 minutes. But I do think it does what it says, that it'll build you the skeleton of your website within 30 seconds. So I think if you wanted to use this for your own websites, I think it's really good. I think it's a good offer. I think you should get your hands on it. And really all that's left to say is I hope you found this useful. If you like it, give me a thumbs up. If you like it, use the link to click through to Appsumo. And I welcome your comments, and if I can answer any questions, I will. You've been listening to Richard Butler of Internet Business Demystified. Also Richard Butler, thesuccesscoach.com. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. Feel free to share this on social media. And as I said, thumbs up and comments. Talk to you very soon, guys. Bye.